Hello, today's video is called Fixing TSH with Keto. Today is May 16, 2024. I wanted to do a very different video today, and I wanted to talk about something that I discovered based on my blood test recently. So the agenda for today is background, original blood test, what I did, my results and findings, and recommendation. Up to March 31st, 2024, this was what my regular diet looked like. And I've been blessed with excellent genes, so I don't really get fat, but I felt really guilty that I was just doing whatever I wanted: burgers, fries, chips, brownies, ice cream, chocolate, Prosecco. I started to drink Prosecco when I moved to Quebec. I never drank alcohol when I was in Toronto. I don't know what it is with Quebec. It's a very special place for sure. And this is my absolute favorite orange juice, which is obviously pure sugar and empty carbs from croissants. So that was what I loved. And I took some blood tests for something that was totally unrelated. I was not feeling unhealthy or anything like that. But then I noticed that my TSH was incredibly high. And typically what doctors say is that you should take this drug called in Spanish levotiroxina. And I've heard of that, but I thought I'm not going to take any drugs. You all know how I feel about drugs and injections and things like that. So I have not done a blood test for many, many years. So I really didn't know. I was not feeling bad or anything, but you can see how off my number was. And you can also see the range, and definitely it was extremely high. So what I did instead of taking any drugs was that I started to do some changes starting on March 31st. And I developed a routine, and I chose to do 2,000 jumps on a trampoline. It's something that people post on YouTube, that you should jump with rope 2,000 times per day. But I noticed when I did it in the past that my knees would start to bother me about day 3, 4, so I couldn't continue. I dislike to take something and then using an excuse that my body hurts and I can do it. So I decided to buy a trampoline from Amazon, and I can do 2,000. I've been doing it for over 40 days and nothing bothers me in my knees, so I'm very happy about that. And then I started to walk the infamous 10,000 steps per day every single afternoon, which is a total of 1.5 hours. And I do it without my phone, without any music. I just put my earplugs and I go for a walk, and I come back and I'm super relaxed, which also, as everybody knows, stress is not really very good for your overall well-being. And then I started to do 1 meal a day and keto. I have never been consistent with keto. Maybe I can do it 1 or 2 days, but I've never been really religious about it. So, and the 1 meal a day is easier for me, but not keto. So I'm sure that it's not 100% keto, but I'll show you exactly what I eat. And I did amazing things. So some of the meals are shown here. As you can see, I really like mushrooms. So I put it everywhere, with chicken, with steak, with salmon. And these are just simple recipes. I'm not a fantastic cook, but honestly, when you add cheese and cream to everything, it's amazing. And then I have what I call dessert. It's always the same: some red fruits, some nuts, and I add peanut butter or almond butter, some cream, cinnamon. I adore honey, not the sugary thing that they sell in most of the grocery stores in Toronto. In Montreal, I find a lot of honey, real honey, which also is easy to find in Colombia, and a lot of nuts. I don't even look at the type of nuts. I add peanuts and whatever I want. And lately I've been introducing banana. Is supposed to be not very keto, and I introduced also the last 2 days pineapple. I may want to introduce also mango, and I put a couple of Colombian fruits that I adore. Granadilla is one that is very hard to find, but sometimes I get it at IGA, and also something called uchuvas that I adore, and they're called gooseberries here in Quebec, and in general in Canada. So this is what I'm doing, and my results, I'll be honest, I did not expect to see so many abrupt changes so very fast. After only 10 days of keto, when I started at 7.61, that was 66% above my range. Look at this. You see incredible results again in only 10 days, going down minus 42%, and I was almost within range. So very fast I saw results. I didn't fail to do my exercises one single day. I didn't fail to deviate from my 1 meal a day keto one single time. So I was very, very good. And after 40 days, you can see how now I was able to reduce it by 73%. Now I am, after 40 days, again, never skipping one day of exercise, not skipping one day of what I call keto. That is not exactly perfectly keto, but it was manageable for me. And you can see now I am within range. So very, very happy. And my findings include things that for many perhaps are obvious, but for me now are super clear. There's a difference between somebody tells me and now I see it with my blood test and with my results. You don't need to look or feel sick to be in balance within. I was not looking any different than I look now. Of course, I lost a couple of kilos, so 4 to maybe 6 pounds, something like that. But I didn't look sick. I don't look healthy. I mean, I look healthy, sorry. I didn't look any different. And what I noticed is how incredibly impactful is when you do any type of changes in your, I don't like to call it diet, but your intake, and also how very powerful is to incorporate any type of basic movement. I don't even call walking exercise. I don't call my jumps exercise. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not lifting weights. I'm not doing anything crazy as I used to do in Toronto. But this type of movement is clearly helping me to reduce stress and also with the overall performance of my body. And the obvious that, as you know, before you or anyone starts to take drugs, it's incredibly important to give your body a chance to fix things naturally just by increasing a little movement and however you can, maybe it's just a walk or whatever, and also to change your diet and make things a little bit more healthy for you. I have done 2 deviations. Today is day, I think it's 47 or 52, something that I lost count already. And when I have deviated twice, I had pasta last Saturday, and I also today I went to the spa. They gave me a glass of Prosecco after. I tried to say no, but I just adore it. So I just drank it. And what happens immediately is that my body doesn't like it anymore. And I have a headache. And with the pasta, I had a stomachache and a headache. And today it was a very light headache. It was not that bad. But again, what it forces me is to remember that my body really doesn't like it, doesn't need it. I don't need to eat pasta. I don't need to have a Prosecco. So I definitely will continue. And as long as I do it 99.9%, as I say, of my days, I will be happy. I'm not able to do extreme things like I will never have this again in my life. I just don't think that I can do it, but definitely I can be disciplined. And my rule is no sugar, no processed foods, no empty carbs, and no alcohol. So with this in mind, I will continue. But I just wanted to share this because I thought, number one, very minor changes have very strong results for your overall balance. And number two, the inclination of many doctors and many people is to just run for a drug to fix your problems. And I would like to invite everyone that is considering taking a new drug to just give your body the chance to heal naturally. And maybe in less than 2 months, you can make incredibly powerful changes for your body. Thank you very much for listening.